Welcome to the Strictly Casual podcast. It is February 7th when you guys are listening to this, but we're recording it on Thursday, February 6th.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in today, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are. Episode 2. We made it. We made it through the first week.
Well, technically not a first week because it's Thursday.
Okay, sure. 6 days.
All right.
I see you.
Okay.
So, yeah. Here we are. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
We got a lot of feedback from last episode.
We did.
We're going to try to improve this as the weeks go on.
Mm-hmm.
And just try to make it better. It's a whole process.
It's a whole process.
We're trying to do this on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
A straight budget.
Straight budget. A strictly casual budget.
Strictly casual budget.
Yeah.
Budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good.
It's great.
So yeah, well, James, let's get started here. So what have you been playing?
I can't wait to tell you what I've been playing.
Yeah.
Because this week, okay, so as you guys know, last episode I was talking about how I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's just like a part of it wasn't doing it for me.
Sure.
The fights with the robots were doing great, but the characters just weren't pulling me in.
Yeah.
Until I'm complaining about the game. Vince, you started the game.
Right. So that's what I've been playing this week.
You started the game.
I just started this week. Yeah.
Okay. So you started the game, and I was kind of complaining with you about sort of the things in the game, and then you then referred me to the good old Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that I had picked up and put back down before I even got to the second chapter.
Which is just sad.
It is sad. I'll give it that.
I've been trying to convince James to pick up Red Dead again since it came out.
Yes, that's
easily
exactly true. And I was like, oh, it's too much space, but now I have an extended hard drive.
Forget about it.
So yeah, I just forgot about it.
You're gonna have the excuse too much space for one of the greatest games of the generation.
I mean, but that's not even an excuse anymore because I have a terabyte hard drive.
You got it.
So
okay, first let's go over your small gripes about. We talked about it a little bit last podcast. Your little gripes on Horizon. Okay, so tell me what Red Dead 2 is doing better in keeping you consistent with Red Dead 2 than Horizon.
It is scratching all the itches that I wish Horizon Zero Dawn scratched. Right. Everything regarding to dialogue, to meaningful characters, to feeling like the things that I'm doing matter. Even when it's simple, like fetch quests, when I go out to collect money from people, I still feel like it has a little bit more of an impact than some of the really fetchy stuff that I do for Horizon Zero Dawn. Even when I'm doing things like literally what I just did was I went to collect like 3 bounties for a guy for the camp, but like even then I get to donate that and that money back to my camp, and I'm able to see tangibly those results of like what that did. And in Horizon Zero Dawn, you'll go for a quest or whatever, and you'll just get like a treasure box, which doesn't really have anything notable in it. It might have a few parts that you like might want, but even then, that's like it's like a loot box at that point, kind of.
It's like you don't get much.
I really don't get much. It doesn't feel rewarding.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. So this is the first time I've ever jumped into Horizon.
Okay.
It came out like roughly when Breath of the Wild came out. So it was like a choice for me. Like, do I get Breath of the Wild or do I get Horizon? So I was like, oh, I'm going to go with the thing that everybody's giving 10s and perfect scores to.
Of course.
And Breath of the Wild.
I would do the same thing.
What a game.
Amazing.
Like, okay,
game.
That's got to be in my top 10 of all time.
Really?
Oh, it has to be.
Wow.
Absolutely. It does everything it does so well.
That is true. I have to agree with that.
That's beside the point, though. Anyways.
That is beside the point.
An incredible open world in Breath of the Wild versus an okay open world in Horizon.
Same thing can be said about Red Dead Redemption 2. Great open world.
Sure. But I understand the common criticisms of Red Dead 2. Like, after playing it, I still think it's incredible. I wouldn't change much about it at all. But I do get the common criticisms for it, for the travel, the monotonous tasks and everything. But for me, I loved it. I like that time period and the storytelling they do in that just went way beyond the monotonous tasks that you like might have to do or might be a chore.
And there's good, like, when you're going out and doing these things that are a little more monotonous, you're still building relationships with other characters in the game, and that's what really makes it feel worth it.
I was talking to you about this earlier. It's almost like when you're playing Red Dead, sure, you're playing as Arthur, as Arthur Morgan, but when you're really playing it and getting to know all the characters and stuff, you're like an omnipotent third person like character who you feel like you're part of this whole gang as well as
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know, Red Dead's great. But Horizon, I'm super excited to like play more of it. It's a PlayStation exclusive. People love it. People talk about it all the time. I played probably, a couple hours of it at most right now. And the gameplay loop is still fun for me. I'm still unlocking things.
Okay.
But yeah, it's no Red Dead.
It's no Red Dead. That's for sure.
But speaking of Red Dead.
We
got some big news.
Yeah, we do.
On the docket today, guys. So this, this is from Luke Plunkett at Kotaku. Rockstar's co-founder, Dan Houser, is leaving the company.
Yeah. Can you believe it? No.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
Here's the initial statement that publisher Take-Two issued as part of an SEC filing. We are extremely grateful for his contributions. Rockstar Games has built some of the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful world games, a global community of passionate fans, and an incredibly talented team, which remains focused on current and future projects. So what do you think about this?
Honestly, I'm still kind of in shock that I don't know what to think about this and what this means. It's like him and his brother, Sam Houser, founded this company.
Back in 98?
1998, yeah.
So let's think about this here. Sam and Dan. I mean, that's
really
kind of
creative
funny.
parents.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sam and Dan are like pretty much responsible for the biggest games of the last couple decades.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
What? Grand Theft Auto 5? I mean, Grand Theft Auto 4 even.
The entirety of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. You're right.
Since 98.
You're right.
I guess.
Yeah.
We have Bully. I was never a really big Bully guy.
But Bully, there's a huge cult following behind Bully.
L.A. Noire.
Yeah. I forgot Rockstar did that.
Red Dead 1 and 2. Let's put this in perspective.
Don't forget Red Dead Revolver that came out before.
Sure. Yeah.
That was on the PlayStation 2, I want to say.
It might be PS1.
I think it was 2. Let us know in the comments.
Okay. All right. But let's put this into perspective a little bit. GTA 5 is the third best-selling game of all time, right under Tetris and Minecraft. So let's think about this. GTA 5 has sold 115 million units. That's as of like 2 months ago. That was at the end of 2019.
And they're still releasing content for it.
Right. So 115 million units. Let's say half of those sold for $60 a unit, because that's probably about right.
Sure.
And the rest of them probably around $30 on sales and stuff. That's a ridiculous amount of money, James.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Huge profits. In addition to the microtransactions and everything that people are eating up.
Still to this day.
To this day for
GTA 5
Online.
is what, 6 years old now?
Yeah, and you would never think because it's just so people are always playing it.
Everybody's playing GTA 5 still.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say everybody.
Okay, that was an exaggeration for sure.
Yeah.
A diehard player base.
A really diehard player base.
So I think this is a really interesting part to me about this statement. Well, two things. Dan left, but Sam did not leave. Sam still has his position at Rockstar.
Sure.
And it specifically says that the incredibly talented team remains focused on current and future projects.
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
What else could you do at that point to a certain extent? Like, you can't just stop production projects.
So what do you think they're doing right now? Obviously, they're still updating GTA 5. I feel like there's an update every single day for that game. It feels like with new content. Red Dead Redemption 2 is still getting their online updates, which is like getting better and better because the online started a little rocky. But I mean, I personally haven't really played it that much, the online. I liked it at the beginning, and so I mean, I'm assuming I'll love it now with all the extra stuff. But do you think they're working on GTA 6?
I think they're either one or two options, Vin. I think they're either doing GTA 6 or they're working on an entirely new IP.
When do you think that's going to launch? Red Dead 2 is only about a year old, just over a year old.
Okay, so when the PS4 released,
sure,
GTA 5 was already out.
Yep.
On the current gen, the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And I don't think we've seen Rockstar launch a console with a game at the console's release. And I don't think
we're gonna see that.
And that's not what I'm saying. But I do think we might get something within. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in 2018.
End of 2018.
I think I would give it 2021 or 2022.
I would go farther.
You would go farther?
I mean, in their current track record.
Sorry, when did... Yeah, you're right, because GTA 5 came out, 4 or 5 years prior to Red Dead 2?
Yeah, about 5.
5-ish. So I would give it another 4.
It takes them so long to make a game on purpose. They're not busting out games every year, right? Because their content is so quality when they put it out. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to be putting out a game for another 3 years, 2 years.
You give it that short of time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think
I would still err it on the longer side, especially because of the fact that Dan Houser is leaving, that might extend the time. It makes. Sure. They have a huge team.
Yeah.
They have a huge team. They can get a lot of stuff done.
I'm not too worried about Rockstar.
I'm not either.
Their track record is proven to be pretty successful.
Right, and we don't know how much. I mean, obviously, Dan Houser, this is a huge deal, but we don't know tangibly how much Dan Houser did in the creation of those games.
I mean, he's creative lead on a lot of these. He's also the writing lead on a lot of these. I don't know exactly which ones, but I don't think... I'm shocked that he left and his brother's still there. Mm-hmm. But I'm not worried about Rockstar at all.
No, I'm not either. I guess it causes a little bit of concern when he's at the forefront at a lot of these really pivotal aspects of these games that they're developing. But I mean, I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
I have faith in Rockstar.
I do too.
Yeah, I really do. I always they'll be all right. They have so much money.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got next?
Ubisoft confirms 5 AAA games planned for release in late 2020, early 2021. So this is the time where next gen consoles are going to be out.
Right.
They'll be on the market. This might be this might kind of usher in the time where developers are going to still be putting out games for current, which will then be last gen hardware for PS4 and Xbox One. And I think it's even going to be an even more softer transition this generation because of backwards compatibility.
So smooth.
Yes, it's going to be very smooth. This article comes courtesy of Matt Kim from IGN, and it says Ubisoft will release 5 new AAA games in 2020 to 2021, with 3 of them getting released by the end of this year, and 2 being released in early 2021.
Right.
Quote, "We have evolved our organizational structure in recent months in order to strengthen our focus on high potential titles. And we are very excited about the idea of releasing 5 new AAA games in 2020 to 2021, said Ubisoft CEO. Oh, I'm going to... Yikes.
Yeah.
Yves Guillemot. Is it French, maybe?
Who knows? The CEO.
The CEO.
Right.
During the quarter 3...
Fiscal year
2020
investor call. Right.
And then they delayed a slate of AAA games, including Watch Dogs Legion, which we've known about for a while, Rainbow Six Quarantine, which we saw an E3 trailer about, I want to say 2 years ago.
Maybe less.
Last year?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, it's been confirmed for a while.
Mm-hmm. And then Gods and Monsters.
These games, Watch Dogs Legions, that was supposed to come out March.
You're right.
That got pushed back to the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume they're waiting for the next gen, right?
Yeah.
Or they'll release it on both. Or who knows? Gosh, these dumb, so the PS4 and the PS5, you're going to be able to play PS4 games on the PS5. Mm-hmm. We've already had this discussion. Who knows? Are they going to release a separate disc for the PS4 and the PS5 or a different box? Or are they just going to release Watch Dogs Legion? You can play it on any PlayStation. I don't know. That's back to next gen speculation. Okay.
We're going to get off track.
Yeah.
But the big thing that we didn't know previously was
let's get a count. Let's get a count here.
Sure.
Okay. So they said 5 games, 3 at the end of this year, 2 at the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
3 of these are for sure Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters.
Yes.
Now, the other 2, we don't 100% know what they are.
No.
But They said it was going to be big franchise.
And then...
So what are we thinking?
Well, hold on. Someone else said... Who's that one guy you were saying?
Jason Schreier.
Jason Schreier said that the other 2 games could potentially be Assassin's Creed. Right, which we now know Ubisoft is a lot better at taking their time about, because the last 2 that they took their time, long, hard time about, what was it? Origins and Odyssey were both pretty good. I didn't play them, but I heard good things.
Okay,
Vincent, you played Odyssey.
I played Origins and Odyssey.
Oh, so you did play Origins. Okay.
Origins, I finished the story, and then I cut out.
Sure.
I didn't love it, but I liked it enough to finish it.
Okay.
Odyssey, on the other hand, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay, from a game perspective, the gameplay is addictive, in my opinion. You play it, and even past the story, it just kept bringing me back. I 100%ed it and platinumed it, and I don't really platinum games, so it's like that's tells something to me.
And you said they perfected the gameplay loop.
I think so. I really do.
Really?
The combat is so much fun.
Claim. Okay.
Sure, it's Ubisoft. I mean, you're gonna get glitches. You're gonna have interesting cutscenes that maybe aren't perfect, not all the way fleshed out.
Right.
But it's so much. It feels good.
Okay.
It feels fun.
Yeah.
So if the next Assassin's Creed is Vikings, like people have been saying, count me in, dog.
I'm all in.
Count me in.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah. Especially with the way they've been incorporating the local mythology of a lot of these.
Love that.
Geographical locations.
They did Egyptian mythology. They've done Greek mythology.
No, Norse.
Norse? Do you think they'll actually do Norse mythology for Vikings?
They would have to. What else would they do?
Oh god, it'd be so cool. It'd be so cool.
It'd be like pseudo God of War.
Yes. So on top of a new Assassin's Creed, the other rumor is that we're going to get a new Far Cry game.
Right.
What's your experience with Far Cry?
Let me tell you my experience with Far Cry. So what I did was I jumped in Far Cry 3. Yes, Far Cry 3.
Okay.
And I loved Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Loved the villain. Super iconic. I loved the skill tree was very well done and very well paced.
Yeah.
In my opinion. A lot of people didn't like the ending, but I thought the ending was fine.
Okay.
And then I played a little bit of Far Cry 4.
Far Cry 3 ends with the nuke, right?
No.
Far Cry 4 ends with the nuke.
I thought that was Far Cry 5 that ends with the nuke.
Oh my gosh, who knows?
The one where you're in Montana.
Oh, see, I didn't even touch that. Okay.
I didn't touch it either. I had friends that touched it.
Yeah.
And said that it was really good.
Cool.
Or no, they said it was okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Far Cry has an audience.
It does have an audience, but even I think the Far Cry audience after 5, especially after that standalone DLC that they put out,
the sisters,
starting to dwindle, and I think that they know that and they need to pull their audience back in.
So I don't know. We're seeing a lot of these games go back and not reboot, but such as like Modern Warfare. They really revitalized it. Yeah. I think Far Cry needs one of those, like you're saying.
I think they need one really bad.
But hey, if they do that, they're gonna have no problem selling copies of that bad boy.
I still think they have to prove it. They really have to earn it.
Yeah.
Because the people who I know, I've never met anyone who's like, oh my god, I'm a Far Cry guy.
Yeah. Also, a little concerning. Sure, Ubisoft has a lot of studios around the world.
They do.
But let's look at this. Assassin's Creed is going to be an open world game. Watch Dogs Legion, an open world game. Gods and Monsters, also open world game. And Far Cry. That's 4 out of the 5 of these are open world.
But that's kind of Ubisoft's thing.
That is their thing, but it's concerning that they don't always do it well. Some of them I do think they do well, and others they don't.
Well, that's why I think Far Cry gets a lot of flack, is because it comes down to that, like, oh, you're just gonna go and get these towers.
Yeah.
And then
I know I saw on Twitter today. I was looking around. They said, "Oh man, Ubisoft confirms 5 games. That's a lot of towers. I'm gonna have to climb." I was like, "Yep." Hey, that's just kind of their shtick.
Yeah, it's their shtick.
So there it is.
Gods and Monsters. I remember seeing.
It looks so cool.
It does look really cool.
The animation style, art style is super dope in my opinion.
Yeah, it reminds me of I think it's a game on Steam called like, I'll have to look it up, but it's like Pray to the Gods or something like that.
Okay. Pray
for the Gods with Prey, and it's almost like a Shadow of the Colossus type of deal. I don't know if that's the same thing they're going with Gods and Monsters. Probably not. It says Gods and Monsters is an open world action adventure game full of epic battles and quests. Roam freely in a beautiful fantasy world and use extraordinary abilities against mythological monsters who aren't only your foes. With the initial release, with the slated release in February.
Cool. Well, but that got delayed, right?
It's not apparently to this article, yeah.
Yeah, it's not coming out tonight, or I mean this month. You know, that'd be exciting though.
That'd be exciting.
All right, what else? What else on Ubisoft do you think?
It just says reports say it's definitely not Splinter Cell.
Oh, that's okay. All right, Splinter Cell. We gotta go over this real quick.
Okay.
I haven't played a Splinter Cell game since the PlayStation 2.
I, on the other hand, have played. I remember Splinter Cell, the one, what was it called? Man, the one that had, everyone loved it. Like, I don't think it was actually that good, but it had a huge cult following. Let me look up. I'm going to look up the list of
Splinter Cell games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Splinter Cell.
It was Conviction. Yeah.
That was PS3, right?
It was PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And that was the one where it opened up and in the trailers it had what was his name? Sam Fisher grabbing a dude by his head and just throwing this dude into a urinal.
Ew.
And like the bottom and just boom, crunches his head over that urinal. Brutal. Breaks that bad boy. It was so cool. That bathroom fight scene, that was like the hallmark of the game. And apparently it did what it did really well, but it was short. And then after that, actually I never played that game, but I heard it was good. But Blacklist I did play. I played a little bit.
Also on the PS3 and 360.
Also. But I really enjoyed it. Great mechanics. It had this multiplayer mode. There was kind of this asymmetrical multiplayer model.
So, okay, Splinter Cell, give me like the gameplay loop of Splinter Cell. So Conviction was like strictly story-based stealth. Okay.
Huge stealth mission. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory for the genre, but
you got those classic night vision goggles.
Night vision goggles, yeah. The Blacklist gameplay loop, you would kind of like select a mission and you'd go out and you would just kind of, it's like a mini open level design sort of thing where you can go whatever route you want, but you need to just, whatever, it's the normal stealth gameplay loop where you're trying to take out everyone without getting seen. Yeah. And then you might have to go loud.
But you got a good story out of it.
Out of Blacklist? I didn't play enough to really get the story. But the gameplay was very sound.
Because there's a lot of people looking forward to a new Splinter Cell.
It has a huge cult following. Yeah. I don't blame them.
I definitely need to jump in and play at least Blacklist before.
The gameplay mechanics are really solid.
Yeah. It's exciting.
It is exciting.
I hope our people get a new Splinter Cell eventually.
I'll play it.
Yeah. Okay. For the next gen, they've got to be planning a new Splinter Cell, right? Maybe. We're definitely not getting one this generation.
But that's what makes me hesitant to say, is because we didn't get one.
That's exactly. They've been waiting so long.
Oh no, Splinter Cell Blacklist came out on, never mind. No, PS3, Xbox 360.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it got a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, see, people love it.
I mean, that's user reviews, but yeah, people love it.
All right.
I mean, I guess we'll see what happens, but it seems like a dead franchise.
Ooh, we'll see. I don't know, franchise. A dead franchise means like no one's talking about it.
This game came out in 2013, Vincent.
2013. Okay, it's been 7 years. Red Dead's probably longer. Red Dead 1 and 2. The difference between them.
You think so?
All right, and on that, we will be right back.
Next item on the agenda has to do with NVIDIA's GeForce Now, which has been a thing for years, at least in beta. But it now just came out of beta. And Sean Hollister at The Verge is claiming that it's challenging Google Stadia at only $5 a month. Now, it's important to note that NVIDIA's GeForce is a BYOG, or buy your own game model, right? But the thing is, it takes games off of your pre-existing libraries from, I imagine, Steam, Epic, online retailers.
All your PC games.
All your PC games.
Go stores, yeah.
But it's not perfect.
Okay, before you do this, give me the rundown on NVIDIA's GeForce Now model versus Stadia.
It is, so right now, in the stage that it's in, it has a free option. So NVIDIA's GeForce is a streaming subscription service for games. Right, just like Google Stadia.
You can play it anywhere.
Right.
That's their shtick.
That's their shtick. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so buy your own game model.
Right, buy your own game model. The free option, you get 1 hour sessions and just standard access.
That's huge, right off the bat.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can log on to NVIDIA's GeForce Now, connect my game library, and play on my phone.
iOS phones is the only thing that they have, but you could play it on your...
I can play it on my computer.
Right. You can play it on your
my laptop.
but it's regardless of tech specs.
Sure.
That's like the big thing.
Okay.
It's regardless of tech specs.
I can play GTA 5 on my MacBook.
Well, like GTA 5 is one of the things that's not on there, but...
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Okay.
You could play like Witcher 3.
Okay.
Say you could play like...
That's a big game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the point. And so, right now it's a lot of multiplayer games.
Sure. I mean, it makes sense.
But I think they're planning to add on more.
So like Destiny 2.
Like Destiny 2.
I can jump on Destiny 2.
Fortnite.
Right.
Anything like that you might not otherwise be able to handle if you just have like a school laptop that you don't want to load up with a bunch of downloads.
And that's the market they have to be going for. It's the people without the powerful PC to play the game, but still want to play it with their friends anywhere.
Right. And the thing that makes this so competitive as opposed to Google Stadia is that it's only $5 a month.
And how much is Stadia right now?
Oh my gosh.
20 something?
Well, there's I think it's 12 or 15.
Okay, still. It's like a third of the price then, if it's that much.
Yeah. That's
crazy.
A huge deal.
No, forget about that, bro. Free option, 1 hour sessions.
Yeah.
You just play for an hour at a time.
And it doesn't even take your credit card.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dang. And okay, so we're looking at 15 megabytes per second minimum download.
This is also a limited time founders plan. I just want to make that completely clear. So the price may go up, especially with regards to streaming quality, because right now the minimum is 15 megabytes per second download speed.
Okay.
Which is not easy, or I guess easily accessible.
Right, not everybody has it.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then to get 1080p, 60 frames per second, you need 30 megabytes per second download, which is hefty.
And right here, 50 megabytes per second for the best experience,
which
whatever that means.
Entails, I would imagine,
4K.
And then, do you think that means 60 frames per second 4K or 30?
I think it's hard. How are you going to stream 4K at 30 frames per second? How are you going to stream 4K at 60 frames per second?
Apparently using 50 megabytes of download speed.
If you can get it. I know I can't get it here here on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has a lot of multiplayer games. Mostly single player games are not available, such as GTA 5, Monster Hunter World, or Red Dead 2.
Right.
And then... Oh, there you go. Okay, so $5 for 12-month access with priority access.
Right.
Extended sessions, which I'm guessing is just anything over an hour.
That's what I'm assuming.
And then RTX and a free 90-day introductory period. So 90 days free, right?
90 days free. And then RTX, that's ray tracing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Ray tracing is becoming a standard.
Yeah. Especially with next-gen consoles, yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome there.
Mm-hmm.
So NVIDIA, we'll see. Google Stadia, it's still a fly on the wall, in my opinion.
It's not competitive.
There's nothing happening over there yet.
No.
I think the idea is there. So if NVIDIA is becoming a competitor to Stadia, great, because I think competition is going to make both of these things better. And I'm rooting for Google Stadia.
So my question is, do you think that someone like Xbox and their Game Pass, do you think they have their eye on something like NVIDIA, or do you think this is an entirely different audience?
I think they're going to have overlapping audiences.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm not pulled towards GeForce or Stadia. You know what I mean? It's like I'm interested in that whole realm of streaming games.
Of cloud gaming.
Because I think eventually everything's going to be like that.
Well, I'm just saying that because Xbox recently just said that their main competition is between Google and Amazon. Do you think that NVIDIA can join that mix of the Xbox Play Anywhere competition?
If they have the cheapest price.
Yeah.
Then that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure Amazon is going to have something soon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're going to want to get in this world. Of course, yeah, Xbox is already almost there.
Right.
PlayStation, we got some catching up to do, but hopefully we'll get there soon too.
Hopefully.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to get something yesterday, but never did.
Yeah, February 5th is gone and passed. So that debunks our theory for PS5 announcement.
Yep.
Well, not announcement, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on the docket, Sony is taking surveys for remote play on Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
So this is interesting.
This isn't, but not just remote play for Nintendo Switch.
Right.
There's a full list of these survey opinions, and I don't know how reliable these are in terms of dictating Sony's agenda.
Exactly. These surveys, like I've heard before and seen before, these are to gauge player engagement and player wants, not necessarily what for sure set in stone they're going to do. They're just gauging what their audience wants.
But a lot of these do fit in relation to the trends that we're seeing.
It makes sense.
Right.
It totally makes sense.
I'm reading a few of these saying like remote play on a PS4 not connected to the internet.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love that.
Right. Like playing remote play on a Switch, Apple TV, or Android TV, which is crazy for a Switch alone to use that as a controller. God, that'd be really cool.
But okay, is Nintendo really gonna let Sony use their device as a remote play? No.
Well, but I don't know, because Nintendo also said that their main concern, they aren't concerned with PS5 or Xbox Series X.
They're kind of hitting a different audience.
It's a different audience.
It would make me use my Switch more, 100%.
Which might even be more of a draw for them, because not only can you play your Switch games, you can also play your PS4, PS5 games on the go. Or
that's insane.
Maybe even taking that a step further, saying you can also play your old PS2 and PS1, PSP, PS Vita
far
games.
backwards compatibility rumors are true.
That is true. That goes off that. This one is interesting. A slim/portable DualShock controller for portable gaming.
Cool, but if I can play it on the Switch, I'm using the Switch.
Yeah.
You know? Or,
well, I mean,
I'm just bringing one of these bad boys with me.
Yeah. Have you seen those like clips that you can attach your phone onto?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Apparently a lot of people use those. And
cool. Down.
Yeah.
Super down.
Yeah.
All right, what other kind of surveys are we getting here?
Just connecting other controllers such as Xbox, mouse, keyboard, customizable button layout, exclusive maps and accessories for remote play, PS1 and PS2 games, offline remote play. That one's big.
Offline remote play. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's big.
I could be in the car going somewhere.
Exactly.
Right? Playing whatever.
Yeah.
Just connecting.
Do you have to download your games to that device?
Here's my assumption. Is
that the catch?
Here's my assumption. Maybe where the internet here, like wherever you're playing, you're not connected to the internet on that device, but whatever device you're streaming it from probably has to be connected.
I'm just trying to think of what connection you're streaming through.
Who knows? It's beyond me. Right. But hey, technology's crazy, man.
You're right.
A boy can dream.
And then last but not least, parental controls.
Right.
To allow for multiple users to use remote play at the same time, which might have potential for game sharing. If your buddy has a game that you want to play, be like, oh, just stream it to your PS4. Just stream it to your...
Game share is a little sketch for me.
Game share is a little sketch.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I love it.
I did it before for a little bit, but it kind of... There was a moment when it took a left turn and I got locked out of a lot of the games.
Yeah.
So...
No, I know. Been there. Everybody's been there that's tried it.
Yeah. Next on the list is Sony Santa Monica. Great studio.
Yep.
These guys put out God of War, correct?
Correct. Very correct.
Very correct. Cory Barlog, the man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Their next game might also launch on PS4 as well.
See, okay, I read this article.
Okay.
And I don't think I think this is the biggest speculation article I've read.
Yeah.
There's no proof. There's nothing. It's fun to think about.
And it's not grounded in evidence or it's going off of job listings.
Right. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
So we have exactly. This rumor's coming off of job listings. We have a job listing at Sony Santa Monica that says, quote, "We are looking for a senior narrative animator to help us push the boundaries of interactive storytelling and set the bar for narrative creativity on the PS4. This individual will contribute to our cinematic vision by animating and breathing life into the performances of our characters and the game world." Mm-hmm. So it says PS4 here, but let's be honest. They're probably writing this to say PS4 so they don't freak anybody out about PS5 news. You know what I mean? What are they going to launch in the next year? God willing, they're working on God of War 2 to make me cry my eyes out when it comes out next year on the PS5, right?
Well, next year.
Okay, 2 years?
I'm thinking 2 years.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I doubt this is true. This, I don't know. Nothing about this bites me as oh my gosh, we're getting a new something before the end of the year.
And honestly, if that were the case, I would be a little worried about it.
Yeah,
because of the amount of time they would have to develop that title.
2 years is not a long time to make a game.
No, it's not. Anything else?
Yeah, there's another job listing on it with a similar description. Again, using the PS4 lingo, but it's nothing new.
Right. It says instead of animating and breathing life into performances of our characters in game world, it's just focused on the performances of characters in game world. So instead of the animation and vision behind it, it's the actual performances in game world. But again, if these job listings could mean nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they likely mean nothing.
I think it likely means nothing also.
Yeah.
Now this one's super interesting with current times.
Yeah, it is.
What's this one say, James?
This one says that The Outer Worlds,
which is a game that has been out for a while.
It has been out for a while.
Good reviews.
Good reviews. Not great reviews.
Pretty good
reviews. Good reviews. That's a different topic for a different time. Yep. Release is delayed on Switch due to the coronavirus outbreak. Coronavirus.
Affecting games news.
Affecting games news.
And who knows? Might be affecting a lot more than just games.
That's right.
If it keeps spreading.
Yeah. Who knows?
So this comes from Pirates Vision's Twitter,
who's
a developer at Outer Worlds, or Obsidian.
Yes,
that's the developer. Mm-hmm. He says, "We're delaying Outer Worlds on Nintendo Switch due to the coronavirus impacting the Virtuous team working on the port to provide them enough time to finish development. We will now be releasing the physical version on cartridge. Once we have a new launch date, we'll let you know." That's crazy. There's it's hard to fathom this, being in America, close to people where coronavirus is not a huge threat right now.
Right.
Oh, it might be, but we're not seeing the effects of it.
Right.
Whereas
nearly as much.
We're okay, this is a whole development team in China right now being extremely affected by this real life disease.
Yeah.
And so they're having to push their game delay their game on Switch because of the virus.
And they didn't even give a release window.
Which is a little scary.
Said we're gonna because they're locked out of their office.
Yeah.
What can they do?
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
They say to clarify, the team at Virtuous is okay, but their office has remained closed during this time. We're working with the team to determine an updated development timeline, and we'll share more regarding a new launch date shortly.
Yeah, there it is.
So I don't know. Good luck to him.
Yeah, good luck to him.
We just gotta hope that the virus dies out.
I guess. Yeah.
It's
hope.
tough.
It is tough.
It is tough. But yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, a little more uplifting news. This is a segment. This is a new segment on the show.
Are you labeling this a segment?
I love it.
Okay.
It's a perfect way to round out each show. We can talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
No, I'm not against it.
Okay. All right. We'll call this an experimental trial number 1 of our new segment, Random Fun Stuff.
All right.
Random Fun Stuff is a working title. I don't like the title, but we're working on it.
We're working on it.
These are just little things in the industry, or not huge stories, but things that are cool to know about. Yeah. Interesting topics. What's our first one?
Steam reveals users played 21 billion hours of games in 2019. Doesn't that set a record?
21 billion hours of games.
It's crazy.
How many hours in a year? Okay, who knows? I could not tell you. Yeah. But 21 billion.
21 billion.
Hours.
That's a lot of hours.
It's a lot of lifetimes.
It's a lot of lifetimes.
I can't fathom that number. That's a fun fact.
Wow. Another news.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 website is live, baby!
Okay. PlayStation 5 website. All we have, a logo and a URL. But hey.
That's all we need.
We're one step closer. We are one step closer to me putting down my pre-order on a PS5.
One step closer.
That's all I need.
That's all I need.
This is my favorite random fun stuff fact right now.
Okay.
Activision and the Call of Duty community raises over $1.6 million for the brush fires in Australia. 1.6 million is a lot.
That's a lot of money.
That's good. I mean, from what I saw, they were raising it through microtransactions in the game that were all cosmetic, so they weren't changing the game or anything. Yeah. But 100% of those proceeds and I think some merch that they sold all went to Australia to feed the not feed the victims, but help the victims of the fires. Super cool.
I'm in support of it.
Total
It's
support.
great.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I know Bungie did something like this recently too. They sold a shirt and an in-game emblem.
Yep.
That also 100% of that profit went to Australia.
And they've done that for charities before.
A lot.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. And then PlayStation has had themes that go along that same thing. I haven't seen any for Australia, but maybe they're out there. I don't know.
I thought that was an interesting one.
This one, I think, is my favorite out of this segment, which is there's a new Ratchet & Clank game reportedly releasing this year as a PS5 title.
Also,
launch title.
This is also kind of a rumor.
But it comes from an interview that Tyler Fisher did with the one and only, the ghost of gaming news.
He's no ghost anymore. He's got his own podcast. He got sacred.
But he's kind of like,
he's got sacred symbols going on and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's living.
But he's like not as well known as he was back in the day. But you know,
Colin Moriarty.
Dang, I want to say it.
I had to say it.
Okay.
I had to say it.
Sure.
Colin Moriarty. Cool. Ratchet & Clank. Dope.
Yeah. Did you play Ratchet & Clank?
I played Ratchet & Clank previously. I have not played the newest Ratchet & Clank game.
I think you're doing yourself a disservice to not play it.
Okay. It's on sale right now. I'm just going to pick it up.
Okay.
I got to play it.
You have to. It's not long.
Next week, I'm going to let you guys know how I like it.
It's beautiful, Vin.
I'm excited. Insomniac.
They
do no wrong.
Can they do wrong?
They do no wrong. Okay. And this is our last random fun stuff.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Previously exclusive Xbox game Below is set to release on PS4 with a new game mode.
I couldn't even tell you what Below is.
I remember before the Xbox One's launch, E3, 2013, 14, something like that. There was a trailer with Below, and it looked really artistically really cool.
Sure.
Great and great looking indie game that a lot of people were actually really excited about.
Okay.
But since then, it just kind of
fizzled.
I don't know if it did well. I don't know how popular it was, especially because I wasn't in the Xbox audience.
And we haven't heard much about it at all.
No. But now we're seeing that it's releasing with this new game mode called Explore.
Sure.
Which is actually an easier game. This game is a roguelite title.
Okay.
Meaning you go about your journey or whatever, you die, you restart. But now there's this new mode called Explore, which kind of obviously is meant to optimize, or it's optimized to encourage exploration.
Yeah.
And that's the shtick.
Cool.
That's the goal.
Sweet.
And cool. If it's good, maybe I'll pick it up.
I'm interested in checking it out.
Me too.
At the very least.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that has been episode 2.
Episode 2 of the Strictly Casual podcast.
Yeah. We can't wait to see you next week for episode 3.
Can't wait to see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great week.
Please tweet at us, DM us, let us know what you liked, what you didn't like.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make the show better and better each week.
That's right.
It's just kind of a fun thing that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Take it easy, guys.
There it is.
Take it easy.